Hi everybody, so we're back with chapter 6 of Altar the Ice Horse story. My phone is vibrating in my trouser pocket. I set down the buckets filled with water from the river that are hanging from my elbows so that I can get it more easily. What am I doing outside in the middle of the night, muffled in a blanket, lost in my pain? Unable to sleep, I got up before dawn to fetch water for my family's morning tea and give them a pleasant start to the day. Then I will leave for Ulaanbaatar. I think that's where I belong rather than the steppe. Despite the strong attachments I will always have for this place. I was hoping to be able to speak to my father, but he already had left the yard to check the mares close to foaling. I don't know what I can do to win his approval, if not his pride. Since I started university, I've been worthless in his eyes for not following in his footsteps. That's enough. I stopped dwelling on better thoughts and answered my phone. It must be my brother, Gambit, worrying where I am. Will he stop feeling responsible for me? I'm coming, I said tersely, but it's not Gambit's foot at the other end. It's someone I don't know, a confident voice, rather hoarse, with a strong American accent. Mr. Batsig, this is John Fitzgerald Hannibal from Hannibal Corp. I have been following your university progress very closely. Congratulations on being accepted into MIT. I almost dropped my phone. The American company Hannibal Corp, which made its fortune thanks to its pioneering work in the field of scientific innovation, is the main sponsor of the Bator University, or sorry, Academy of Sciences in the University of Mongolia. Almost all of our scientists and IT equipment was financed through generous donations from this company, which helps students from a number of disadvantaged countries. Thus, the brightest students sometimes have a chance of being hired by Hannibal Corp. I know that this has happened to few former students from our university, and Professor Tamujin always talks about Kabul Belai, now that head of now the head of networks and IT security for the company. I cannot even imagine being one of those chosen few. I am so stunned that I can only stammer like an idiot. Haha. Mr. Batsig, I am not going to beat around the bush. This is it. My heart is going to stop. I can already see myself on the path to glory, and my joy is mixed with a nameless dread. I will never be able to live up to Mr. Hannibal's expectations. When you fell in the Altai Mountains, did you happen to come across a cylindrical object? Ah, I come down to earth with a bump. It's not my potential as a future scientist that he's interested in after all. He just wants the metal cylinder I use as a climbing axe. What with my deal catching on fire and my father's return, I had completely forgotten about the mysterious cylinder. Yes, sir, I managed to mumble. I was going to give it over to the staff of the temporary laboratory. Excellent, but I'll save you the trouble. In less than an hour, a helicopter will be landing near your camp. You can give the object to the pilot. Get well soon. The line goes dead. He didn't even ask where our camp was. The GPS in my telephone has obviously already given him all the details, or maybe a secret drone is watching me from the sky. And all for a stupid metal tube. I feel so stupid, thinking that a second I could touch the stars. The stars, of course. Why didn't I think of it before, as though struck by lightning? I drop the buckets and run like the wind back to the yard. I throw the blanket on my bed and open my chest, trying to make as little noise as possible. My mother must have put the cylinder there. Yes, I carry it outside the yurt and run up a rocky knoll so that I can look at the mysterious object by the light of the stars, before handing it over to the pilot. I only want a souvenir of it. My hands still rather clumsily. I managed to take some photos with my phone from every angle, before taking it in my hands and rolling it slowly in front of me. I think I can make out a star from the mass of symbols engraved on it. It's a very peculiar star, five-pointed star, right in the middle of the cylinder, and it has a twin in perfect symmetry, half a turn around the cylinder, as though magnetized by these two ancestral symbols. I take the cylinder carefully between my thumb and third finger. The tips of my fingers on the stars, I position the cylinder horizontally. It balances perfectly, and as I will forever be a child at heart, I wave my hand up and down to create the famous optical illusion, the rubber magic wand. The wand dances, causing me to grin like a kid. I almost forget why I'm sitting there on a pile of snow. Suddenly, a warm breath on the nape of my neck yanks me out of my self-hypnotized trance. In my surprise, I jump and squeeze the cylinder tightly to stop it from falling. I had recognized the breathing anywhere. It's my altar. I start to turn happily towards him, but at the moment my hand begins to shake and it draws my attention. Altar butts me gently with his head, his way of giving me a hug, but I push him away with one hand and focus on the strange phenomenon that just happened. As though controlled by some inner workings, one of the two caps lifts up. My hands tremble. I pull off the cap and look to see what's inside. In addition to the opening mechanism constructed of delicate gears with cylinder metal rods and latches, there is a second cylindrical object inside. So that is the end of chapter 6. Anyway, guys, hope you have a lovely day, and bye.